Teoh, welcome to the Group X podcast, mate. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Tony. How
Uh,
are you?
y- I'm well, man. I'm well. Thank you so much. Hey, as I do with all of them, I want to kick it off right from the word go so we get straight into it. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about how you got into the fitness industry.
Wow, how many days do you have?
Haha.
Yeah. hours. Wow, wow. I'll just keep it really brief. I think I started going to the gym around 2002 or three ish,
Yep.
I think. Yeah, I was working in accounting um, and auditing field in industry. Then then I joined a gym. And then from there, you started doing, I started doing a lot of classes. Yeah, and then started participating a lot more, and then start to see result as in my health and fitness goal.
Yeah.
I was a bit um, overweight. Can I use that word?
Yeah.
Yeah, big size.
Yeah.
Yeah, then started to see some changes, and I thought, oh, this is cool. I like to do this. Um, and dealing with numbers is not exactly exciting and fun. So you see numbers every day, and yeah, it started to like I said, started to go to the gym, participated in classes. I think I remember my first few classes. I think they were body combat, body jam,
Yep.
those classes.
You know, your journey, your beginning into the industry is quite similar to mine and almost around the same time. I came from telecommunications.
Yeah,
I was in telco and corporate world. Was 150 odd kilos. I was a big boy, and found the gym and just started training and started enjoying what was going on. It was. I remember my first day. I went and I walked for 5 minutes, and then I walked out and went home. I was like, "Yep, cool. I've done some exercise."
yeah,
And then I did 6 minutes. Yep. And then I did 7 minutes, and I was on the treadmill for that long until I found that room that was downstairs. It was the spin room because there was this crazy woman teaching, and it was loud music and such a looked like so much fun that I was like, you know what? It's dark. No one's going to look at me. I'm a big fella. I can sit towards the back, and I can enjoy this. And I love the fact that for you as well, you come from corporate, yeah, and
yeah.
you jumped into the fitness arena, as I call it, and started enjoying what you were doing, but also because you started seeing results.
Yeah, and that's very actually it's very it's a good feeling, and like felt like I've accomplished something.
Yeah,
Not that I had a big fitness goal or whatever.
yep,
But yeah, started to feel different and look different, obviously.
yep.
And then yeah, I still remember going to the first few classes, hiding behind bunch of people during the weekend, combat jam, those yeah, and freestyle step.
Yep. Yeah. But you chose some programs that are very technical. Yeah, I just chose a bike. You just sit there and pedal and don't do anything. Man, for combat to be one of your first programs to get into, to even just participate, that's a big step. I mean, there's moves in combat that, yeah,
No, it's just because just because I guess I guess I was lost, and no one directed me to wherever. I just went up to second floor and saw, that's a lot of people in the room. I wonder what's happening. I just went in. That's it. That's the beginning
yep.
of group classes.
I love
Um,
the fact that we all start somewhere and everyone's journey is sometimes similar. Everyone's experience is unique. Yeah. And I'm
yeah,
sure there's so many instructors out there that have probably done the same sort of thing. Walked into the gym one day and decided, yeah, okay, I'm going to sign up, or had the membership consultant, running down the street after you trying to sell you
yeah,
a membership to Fitness First or whatever it was back here in the day.
yeah,
But I think we all start in a similar sort of place where you just fall in love with what you're doing, the experience, the endorphins, the all of that just compounds it all together, and we go, oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
and it was, yeah, like I said, good feeling. I was feeling really good and started to feel more and more confident each day.
yep,
And as in, like, yeah, it's just feeling coming from the inside, and then just like, I actually can do this.
yep.
As in participate in the class, I actually can finish the whole class, and yeah, and
Now, where was this at? Because you're not originally from Australia, are you?
no, no, that was in KL, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Okay,
I'm from there.
yep,
Yeah, so yeah, I was born there, raised there, and it's a very typical Asian family. I mean, not so much about that now, because back then everybody's like the parents, you know, we have to study, we have to focus on the academic side of,
yep, yep,
I wasn't very active then. So yes,
yep.
and hence, that explains my body, as in,
Yeah,
being,
yep,
yeah.
yep. So, what were gyms like over there? Now, I've never been to KL, so I have no idea. Are the gyms in KL similar to what you're experiencing here in Queensland?
Um, I would say slightly different. It's like an luxury, kind of lifestyle back in Asia.
Okay, yep,
Um, and the gyms are um, a little different, as in it kind of feels like, going to the gym feels like you are some status kind of, having a
okay,
status kind of
yep,
thing.
yep,
So it's a little bit different here. I feel like the gyms, I mean, people come to the gyms in Australia, they are, focusing on exercising,
yep,
workout, getting result, fitness. I mean, not that we don't do that in Asia. It's
yeah, yep.
just a different type of settings, I suppose, or different type of environment. So we've got like I'm sure you know some gyms in Asia, they are like 5 star, 6 star, 7 stars
Yep.
hotel service kind of gym. So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And when I first got here, I was like, oh, this is it. Where is the coffee area? Where is
Yeah.
the
Yep.
there's no towers. Yeah,
Yeah.
things like
So
that.
different. So different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's cool. So, how did you then get into teaching classes? Was that overseas, or was that here that you got into actually teaching?
No, that was in KL actually. So a few years after joining the gyms, started to feel more confident, and so one of the classes, I think is freestyle step. A group of us becoming, I mean, we become friends, and we hang out, and the instructor kind of introduced me to kind of dragged me into that teaching field.
Yep.
Yeah, and then from there, that's it. That's the start of my
So, Freestyle Step was the first program.
it's freestyle step. Can you believe it? Oh,
Awesome. So talk me to a freestyle step because I haven't. Man, I think people know on this show that I've done step before, but I tripped over the step before it began, and then sat it out and
same.
never, yeah,
Yeah,
never did.
same.
So freestyle step. You got to make it up on the spot. You've got a routine in your head. It's all layering. How is that all? How I suppose my question is the training for it. How is that compared to what you're used to now with the Les Mills stuff you do?
Things are a little bit loose in Asia. I mean, in KL, let's say, like say freestyle step. As long as you can get on the stage and come up with a routine
Yep.
that members like, that's it. You know,
Okay.
you gotta
Yep.
find your own music, and I mean, we don't have any licensing, music licensing issue
Yep.
like what we have here, with the whole original music and
Yes.
cover music thing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
over there, When I first started, it's all CDs. So you
Yep.
just need to
Yep.
buy a bunch of CDs
Yep.
and bring the CDs with you. That's it.
I love that. That takes me back to that was obviously before the iPod, before the
Yes,
first ever
yes,
iPod that came out.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool when you can adjust the BPM on the
Yes.
player, and yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it. Everybody just went crazy
Yep.
with the speed, and yeah,
Yeah.
those were
Pitch it
the
up, pitch it down, so it was either
days.
sounded like a
Yes,
chipmunk or
yeah,
yeah.
sound like chipmunk.
Yeah, yeah. I remember at those days that because all we had was CDs to start with, that I burn all my CDs onto my computer, and
Yeah,
then I'd make a CD for that week, and that was the same release or the same mix that I was going to do for every class that I taught. I just had that one, and I remember every CD had whatever the date of that week was, written on it, so I knew, yeah, okay, that was a good one. And some of them you get that you knew were really cranking ones because your members would be like, "Oh, I want to do the same we did last week," and then you look
yeah,
at the CD and it was completely scratched.
yes,
Yeah, all right,
yes,
need to do another. But I made sure I never brought the originals
yeah,
into the studio. It was like, no, let's keep them at home in case anything ever goes wrong, and
yeah,
just put it on the computer to.
yeah. I think I remember when I first started teaching. I didn't have a computer then. I think I asked my friends to burn the CD
Burn.
for me.
Yeah,
Burn, that's the
yep,
word, burn CD.
yep,
Yeah, different songs, different city, and yeah, well,
yep.
no one cares about copying CDs then.
Not back then. No, did we? I don't know. No. We were just making a backup.
Yes.
Yeah, we're making a backup of all of our favorite tracks on one
Yeah,
CD. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
and you have a backup of every single
Yeah,
CD you have from
yeah,
your friends.
yeah. And multiple. I had multiple friends, so we had to have multiple.
It's
Yeah.
exactly, and then your CD bag will get bigger and bigger each day. As
Yeah.
yeah, and
I
then
remember. I remember a very good trainer presenter friend of mine back in the day accidentally left her CD bag uh, next to my bag, and we accidentally took the wrong one home.
a
Yeah.
backup.
I remember that weekend. I all of a sudden started teaching so many different programs that I hadn't been trained in. Oh, we shouldn't talk about that stuff. That's not allowed. No.
Oh, yeah,
No, that was in the olden days. Olden
yeah.
days. We don't. That was 20 something years ago. We don't do that anymore. No. Well, you can't anyway with all the digital download stuff these days.
Oh,
So
yeah. No, you
yeah,
can't. Yeah,
not possible.
exactly.
This is the Group X podcast.
So, mate, what was your next program after Step? What did you then go and train in?
Um, I think I went for body step training.
Yep.
Body step training. Release 59, I think. Yes,
Wow,
it is
early
59.
ones.
It released 59.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my first Les Mills program.
And what did you think compared to your freestyle step compared to this new pre-choreographed stuff that was over here? What was your initial reaction with both of them and the training you'd gone through for both?
Yeah, I think back then there was a demand. I think it was a new program in Asia.
Yep.
They started, I mean, Fitness First started introducing, I think, bringing in Les Mills around that time,
Yep.
and started seeing demand. So obviously, they needed more instructors. So a bunch of us that were teaching freestyle step went for it. To do body step.
Training.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
I found it. When I went for the training, I found that the program is. I don't know. I just feel like I like body step,
Yep.
and I also like freestyle step at the same time because they give me different.
100%. And I'm glad you said that too, because I believe there's so much you get out of doing a freestyle where you're actually using your flair, using your talent, and using what you've
Yeah,
got.
yeah,
Compared to still doing the Les Mills stuff. You still bring your flair into Les Mills, but when you've actually got to sit back and you've got to work out your own choreography and your own routine, and with the music that you choose,
Yeah.
it for me anyway, when I started doing the freestyle cycle stuff, it gave me that little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more pizzazz, or I just enjoyed it that little bit more instead of repeating what someone else had taught me to do. Well, that was great. This just gave me that little bit of an edge more.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, obviously, like that. There's the upside of that is, like you spend lesser time. I mean, preparation time.
Yes. Yep.
All you need to do is just learn the choreography and then teach as per what you learned.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And then with the freestyle step, you spend a little bit more time looking for CDs. Yeah, and think about routine. But just different kind of vibes in the class. Body step was really, really big in KL then. I mean, still big. I mean, it's really popular. It's a really popular program. You've got people. The room was always packed.
Yeah.
And freestyle step, we have a group of followers that went around following the instructors.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I see that's the difference, but but I think people who were participating in freestyle step, they kind of prefer freestyle step because they were challenged with the choreography and stuff.
So true. So
Music,
true.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that from Sydney and from early days of 2003, 2004. There was a group of what we'd call steppers. Yeah. They would follow that instructor, and they could follow that instructor right across the other side of Sydney to go because they wanted to work. Okay, Monday we're at this club, Wednesday we're at that club, Thursday we're over there, and doesn't matter what time of the day it was either. You'd see them there because that's what they preferred over the pre-choreographed stuff because they gelled with that instructor. And some of the instructors, man, back in those early days from my industry experience anyway, the freestyle steppers were amazing. Man, I saw some guys having 2 steps. As I said, I tripped over one, let alone seeing guys, chassaying over one and then the other, and what the mate? But they were amazing, and I think I think they still are if they're still out there teaching. They're a point of difference in the industry as well.
Yeah, it brings back memory, like multiple steps in the room, different shapes, circle, rectangular, whatever shape that you think of, I just feel like that freestyle step was kind of like a cult, People just follow it.
Yes.
And it's like a community on its own, and and we were having so much fun we became good friends, and it's like a step family.
Yes. I like it.
Yeah, when we walk into the gym, people say, "Oh, look at them, the steppers, here they come."
Yep.
It's just us.
Yeah. Love it. So now my understanding as well is you actually worked for Les Mills Asia Pacific in KL or in Malaysia? Where was that at?
In KL, Malaysia.
KL.
Yeah, in KL, Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us a bit about that? Because I understand that it was similar to the role that I had here. What was your role, and can you give us a bit of information around what territories or what countries you looked after?
So I was BDM, business development manager.
Yep.
Yeah. So the territory that I was looking after, I think, was Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Brunei, Maldives.
Sorry, what now? Say that one again.
Maldives.
Did you have to go?
I've been there a few times.
You are kidding me.
On a business trip.
Sure, yeah, sure. It was a business trip. Yeah, sure.
I think that's it. 1, 2. Yeah, if I remember it correctly. So, yeah.
So, business development manager, meaning that you were, you had clients that you needed to look after. work with in order to make sure licensing was working okay, as well
correct.
as telling them about new programs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yep.
I love that. I love that I was able to meet a lot of people.
Yep.
You go into different gyms, you meet different gym owners or operators. Yeah, and then you kind of, you know, I was able, in that role, you were able to share solutions and licensing's a part is, like you were able to connect to people on the ground and understand their needs and kind of suggest solution, I suppose. And yeah,
That's one thing that I have fond memories of and thoroughly enjoyed my time. The almost 5 years or 5 and a bit years that I was there was, as you said, you'd be traveling everywhere. I mean, for us, it's only here in Australia, so I was looking after New South Wales and WA at that time. But traveling around and every club was different.
yeah,
Every club you'd walk into had a different vibe, a different feel. The owners were unique in their own way, and every club had their own challenges as well. Every club, the biggest challenge we know we've all got is finding instructors. Yeah, that's the number one challenge that I think is going to be around until the end of time. I think it's always going to be the way that it is. But walking into a club and then finding out a bit about them, understanding who they are, how they operate, how their business operates, and then work on solutions with them. Not so much just throwing, here's a new program, this is going to fix, but working on, okay, what's not working? Within your four walls here, what is working and what's not working? And that to me was something that I really enjoyed during my time. It was the experience of meeting people and working with them.
yeah, me too. And that's probably the best part of in that role anyway. So like big chain, they have their system.
Yeah.
The best part is going to the individual owners, individual gyms and operators, and just understand, really talk to them, and just understand what they need from us.
Yeah.
This is the Group X podcast.
How did the opportunity come up for you to be on the trainer presenter team? Because was that around the same time as you were in the BDM role?
No.
Was it?
So I think that was 2008, I think.
Yep.
And we, as in, Asia first launched Body Attack, I think, release 50. That was my third program. So second program is Pump, and then third program is Body Attack.
Okay. Yep.
So we launched release 50 in Asia.
Yep.
Yep. And I think Carly Gates was one of the training managers there.
Training manager. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so. And she was also working for the Fitness First group in Asia.
Yep.
But I can't remember the timeline. But
Yeah.
So I think they had an audition. I went in, and I started as presenter for Body Attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
How was that audition? How was that process for you? Had you done an audition like that before in front of someone like Kylie Gates? As we know, Kylie Gates is the absolute queen of what we do. Yeah, it's the way that I'd like to describe Kylie. She's been around. She's been around for a long time. She's got so much experience and so much knowledge, and she loves to share it with people, which is absolutely fantastic. But how was that experience for you to audition in front of her?
Was I was very nervous, and it was frightening. Actually, I haven't.
Brilliant word.
Yeah, coming from a corporate background, I have no idea what that was, and no one, you just went in. I just went in, and of course I was fortunate enough to have a lot of mentors guiding me along the way, from as a trainee to an instructor, and then
Yep.
along my journey.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to have had that guidance and help.
Yep.
Yeah, but the audition was nerve-wracking, and yeah,
You obviously nailed it though, man. Of course you would have.
I would like to think so.
Oh, you're so humble, aren't you? Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think that was 2008.
Yep.
I think
Many moons ago.
many months ago. As
Yeah.
you can see, I can't. I have bad memories, as you can tell, because that
I look,
was
I
more than
think that
5 years
the
ago.
fact that you remember that it happened, that's the good thing. It's when you forget that it happened and you're like, hang on, how did I get here?
Yeah.
That's when you need to worry. So what was back then in 2008 when that occurred? What was the trainer presenter role like back then? Was it separate? So was it you're either a trainer or a presenter, or was it both? If you're on the team, you were just on the team.
No, I started as a presenter. So I think back then you have to start as a presenter before. I mean, trainer is like a top of the.
High level. Yep.
Yeah, like you
Yep.
start as a presenter after presenting for a few quarters, and then you get the opportunity to be a trainer.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a separate role then. So of course, once you are a trainer, you are a presenter as well.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so presenter was coming first and the trainer role, which makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite
Program?
program or role within trainer and presenter?
Oh, they are actually they. I love them all
Yep.
because you're just doing different things, as in
Yes.
delivering different say presenters, you presenting the content at the workshop,
Yep.
and then you get to meet a lot of people. That was also the one of the best part of the roles, because connecting with people, it's I mean, all of the group fitness instructors, that's I think that's deep down, that's what they like doing.
Yeah.
Talking to people,
Yep.
connecting with people. Yeah, and as many moons ago, workshops were huge and big, because I mean pre-COVID anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, we had pretty good time at the workshop. Talking to people, connecting,
Yeah.
sharing what we love doing. And as a trainer, it's just training different, as in training group of new blood, new trainees, instructors, and that's how grow the instructor community.
Yep.
More and more people come into the program, and then spread the love.
Yeah. I think as a trainer, you get a deeper connection with other instructors that are out there, and not taking away from just being a presenter, but
Yeah.
when you're a trainer and you go through that weekend module training with someone, you see that person evolve, you see them develop, you see them grow. And then every time you're at a quarterly workshop presenting, you see that person again and you see them grow more. And I think it's the deeper connection that you have that, as you're saying, is an experience where you'll always remember.
Yeah.
As participants, as newbie instructors, we always remember our trainer. Yeah, we always remember the first trainer, the first track. You always remember that stuff. And as you guys are trainers, you trained so many people. You don't remember them all. You might remember a few, the occasional. And if you're remembering them all, I think it's absolutely fantastic, because you've got a better brain than I have. Yeah, but it's still, they have that connection with you, even if you really don't have a 100% connection, because you might have forgotten who they are. As soon as you start chatting to them, it comes back to you.
Yeah, and it's really rewarding, being a part of their journey, from day one, initial module training, and then and become an instructor, and then progress. They probably be a manager at some sort, in the club. And then, yeah, it's really rewarding. And then, it's good that, especially now, like with all the social medias, it's so easy to connect with people. People like trainees or instructors would just message you, hey, I've got my first class.
Yep.
It just feels so good, thank you so much. That appreciation,
That's nice.
it is nice. I
Yeah.
mean, to me anyway, it might not be, like a huge, but it is huge for me.
Yep.
When a person say thank you so much for your time, that is huge for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I so appreciate what you're saying with that, and that's similar to me as well, man. Someone just needs, someone just needs to say thanks.
Yeah.
My cup's full. Yeah. It's whether you've helped them with an old lady crossing the street as an example, or whatever it may be. As soon as someone says, "Hey, you know what? Hey, thanks so much," it gets a smile on my face. That's where I think that's how I regenerate my energy and yeah.
You're right. That two words actually is very powerful. They're very powerful. Like sometimes I feel like we don't say enough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and-
Makes sense.
yeah, and we kind of, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm kind of taking it for granted. I should have said whatever, like
Yeah.
thank you, or
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And
nice
then,
to hear, man. It's very nice to hear.
This is the Group X podcast.
Hey, filming. Have you had an opportunity to do masterclass filming?
I had a couple. Yeah, I had a couple. It was mind-blowing experiences, memorable experiences. Was just lucky. I just feel so grateful and fortunate, and
Yep.
to be invited to be a part of the filming. For Body Tech
Yep.
and Shadow for Body Step Ones. Yeah.
Yep. So your body attack experience for filming, what release was it?
It was released 86.
Okay.
That was my first official release. Because I was in 83 shadowed, I think one track. Yeah, because I I just went to Auckland and bumped into Lisa, and then she's like, "What are you doing here? You are going to shadow that track." I was like, "What?" I'm like,
I love that.
I'm not even prepared. I need to talk to the training manager. What should I do? She's like, no, just come on, and we've got shoes for you. We've got, just wear this. Just come on that track. That's it.
Beautiful.
That was 83,
Yep.
I think, and then and after that I was invited to be a part of 86.
Yep.
Yeah, and many years later, 104.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's it.
Talk us through 86, man. Talk us through the experience you went
Oh
through.
my God,
'Cause
that's
filmed in Studio One, yeah?
Studio One, yeah,
With a live audience.
with the live audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, come on, tell us a bit about that. Give us a bit of information about what you went through in your whole experience, what tracks you had, what you went through leading up to filming day.
It was like teaching your first class. That feeling was exactly the same, teaching your first class. That excitement, that level, the level of energy is just, oh my God. And the heart just the whole time.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and in my head, I kept telling myself, okay, you can't, no mistake. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. You have to say this, do this, whatever.
Yep.
As how we prepare for a class. And of course, as we know, this is like, like if you were 100% in your class, this is probably 500%. So, and that's what we were told. Like, you need to go bigger than you normally are. You need to go as big as you can. And you know, I'm short, tiny. So, yeah, I had to. I remember training a lot. I mean, as you know, everybody does. You know, before filming or
Yep.
you know, leading up to filming, started training harder, eating healthier,
Yep.
cleaner.
Yep. Lean eating. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, leading to that filming.
Yep.
Yeah, and we got our tracks there, I think, if I remember it correctly,
Yep.
or not. I might have. Oh,
How long ago are we talking? Can you remember when this was? What year this was in?
86. That was seriously can't remember.
So we're not talking 1986 here, people. He's talking release 86.
Release 86. Release 86. So we are at release 120 now for Body Tech.
Okay.
So
So
that's a 40 release ago.
so at least 10 years ago then.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
was still looking very fresh and young.
We all have to age, and you've aged gracefully, my friend. So,
we all do, especially you know us instructors. We age.
and that's the reason why I shave my. Well, I need to shave my head again, but there's a reason why I shave it. Yeah, you can see the
That's why
bald
my hands are
coming
short.
through.
I might have. I can't really remember that part whether we got a CD or USB.
Yep.
Because 104 is just Dropbox, download that,
Yep.
and then you know email saying that this is your tracks and you do this. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't remember about 86 though.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure it will come back.
That's all right. So let me see if I drag some of it out of you. You rock up, say on the Monday, yeah, or whatever the first day you get there. How many classes did you teach that week? How many preparation classes were you teaching?
We leading up to filming, we did about 10 practices.
Yep.
About 10 classes. Live classes.
Yep.
So we got our tracks. I had track 2 and track 8. Track 2, track 8. Yep, that's correct.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, we had 10 classes to practice and to prepare, and all the classes were recorded for feedback.
Yep.
I remember after the live class, we went back to the LMI Les Mills International office, sit down and watch the video and get feedback about the track. Yeah.
Who was giving you the feedback?
I think our coach was Mitt Thomas.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that we were at 86. We had Amy Styles, Bevan, and Lisa, of course, and Claire, from Perth.
Oh, Claire Thompson.
Yes, Claire
Yes.
Thompson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we two of us, we were like, oh my God, what are we doing here?
Love it.
Yeah. I remember her track. She did so well. She had track 3 and 7. Yeah, but I had 2 and 8.
2 and 8. Yep.
Yeah.
How did the tracks go? Did you nail them?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, but I remember we had some issue for my track anyway. Track 8, there was a bit of we were using CD.
Yep.
I think so. A few hours before the filming, we were in LMI office for final run through with the CD. So in my track, now I can't remember the name of the track is Heaven something. Anyway, oh my God. See, I told you my memory is not. Show Me Heaven.
Okay. Yes. Yep. See, it's coming back to you. Your memory's there. It's just a bit foggy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a little. Show me heaven. So when we were practicing, running through for the last time, there was a skip in the music.
Oh no.
It was like, what? What was that?
Yes.
What was that? So we were like, hey Lisa, can you listen to this? Ah, shit, there was an issue in the city.
Oh no.
They rang the music company, get it fixed. But we didn't have time. We had to go to the studio one, get ready. Uh, so, so I remember when I came on for track number 8, they were still waiting for the city
Oh no.
to arrive. Yeah, so yeah, they played the first CD, the wrong one.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I mean, we were waiting for the city to come to the new city, with the exact count or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened yet. It's probably because of the editing or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's funny, it's funny that I was on the stage. I was like, what happened? Because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So Lisa just came on, just keep running, just keep talking.
Yeah.
Just
Just keep going, man. You'll be sweet. Yeah, we got this.
just talk to everybody while we sort out the music.
Yeah.
I was just, okay, yeah, sure. I was just running on the spot. How are we feeling? And it just conversational, just talking to people. This is a good track. I love the music. Da, 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 da. And of course the CD arrived, and then we went on with
Do it. Yeah.
with the track.
Yeah.
And later, when the release came out, they edited that first part of the conversation that wasn't even planned. It's just running on the spot, talking to people, and they kind of edited it.
Added it in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god. So if I think if that was in 2023, it would be
Edited
a
out.
meme. It would be a meme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a funny experience. Yeah, and then that release went out, and that music issue was in the first batch of the music, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so and then blew up on internet. Why is he not on B? Why is he da 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 da?
Yep.
And later on, there was an email came out say this is the correct song.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, so and I remember they fixed they synced the masterclass and the music as
yeah.
well. I think
Yep.
they fixed that.
Yep.
And then they sent out the second time.
Second, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What an experience for your
What
first
an,
time.
yeah, what an experience. What an experience. It's so memorable. See, I can still remember. I remember that part.
That stuck with you. It's etched in your mind forever. That
Yeah.
would be, mate, all I can say is that would be, as you said, nerve-wracking massively, and to have something like that happen. But, man, you're cool. You're cool as a cucumber. You nailed it. You composed yourself. You got through it. You did it all. So, mate, from me to you, I don't even teach tack, but you know what? From the whole community here, we're saying thank you. Thank you for what you did with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, like I say, fortunate to be a part of that.
Yeah. And so 104, where was that filming done at?
It was in Shanghai.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That was another experience. I mean, wasn't my first time to Shanghai. Yeah, but it was just different. Seeing so many people.
Yep.
I guess it's like the London release or the LA release that that they're doing this weekend. Just feel the energy is just everybody come together.
How many people would there have been?
In the presenting team, or
For the attack in the crowd, the participants, how many do you think there were?
I think we had about, I don't know, a couple of thousands.
Wow.
I think, because it was a huge. In China, everything is big.
Yep.
We got a big space, big stadium, a big
Yep.
stage. Yeah, yeah.
Man, the most amount of people I've ever talked to was 88 people, and that was at Club Lime in Canberra at Sizac, where they had 88 bikes. And for some reason, someday, I rocked up and it was chockers. Man, there was people missed out. It was just like, oh my God, there's 88 people. Let alone having a couple of thousand. I don't know how I'd cope getting up on stage and having that many people in front of you. You wouldn't know where to. How do you connect on that level?
You just try your best. Like obviously you can't really, you know, you can't really. First of all, you can't see their face clearly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And number two is it's a new environment for us. We don't know their names.
Yep.
But what we,
They know yours.
I think the way we connected with them, we connected through the music, how we move, and then they were very supportive as well. They were cheering from the floor.
Yep.
It's just, I think for us, I mean, I'm sure it's the same for you. When we teach a class, we're just feeding off each other's energy.
Yep.
Some days you rock up to a class, 3 people, and you still want to teach the class, but I mean, the energy level is different. Of course, you would do the same. You would do the same that you would normally do, when you teach a 20 people class. The same energy output is just slightly different because you are not getting much back.
Yeah.
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 So, and then the energy just bounce off each other, right? It's not, I mean, it's this is good fitness. We are relying on each other's energy, and when we have that synergy is just, it's like coming together. It's like a firebomb in the class.
Yeah. Yeah. Feeding off on someone else's energy is infectious, as we said right from the word go. Walking in there, but man, that would have been an experience, and to walk out on stage to see that many people, wow.
Yeah, it was. And we didn't have the luxury to practice 10 classes. So we were flying. All of us are just flying some, from other countries has come in. We had a few days of rehearsals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, mate, different sort of off topic from that for a second here. What do you love about our industry?
Fitness industry.
Yeah.
What I love is you see people coming to the gym with different goals. Some people just want to feel good. Some people want to lose weight or whatever. But the ability, I mean, we are able to come together regardless of their goals or whatever they want.
Yep.
Instructors or not, as soon as you walk into the gym, as soon as you start to say hi to somebody, that's it. That's the start of something. It's like a common ground for everybody. Like when you walk into the gym, and I think it is a place that brings people together.
Yep.
Whether you are in your classes or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. There's no hierarchy when you walk into a room. Everyone's on the same level. The inclusivity is there. You can be an overweight person. You can be a really skinny person. You can be a straight person. You can be a gay person. You can be a male. You can be a female.
It doesn't matter. Anyone.
When you walk into that space, you are nobody. Yeah. You are somebody, but you are nobody, as in you're just there with a whole lot of people. Yeah, there's an instructor up the front, and that's us.
Yeah.
We're up there, we're teaching, we're coaching them, we're doing whatever. But everybody that's in that room is just there, and whatever reason they're there, they're there.
Yeah, exactly. And they're there for us.
Yeah.
For the class, of course.
Yeah.
And I always like to remind myself that instructors are, I mean, we are the same as them. We just had a bit of skill training, that's all. and we're there to
100%.
share with them.
Yes. Yeah.
We are no, as in, we're just there to share.
Yeah.
That's it.
We have gone and learnt how to present this to you to get you engaged in what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
take
it.
that skill away, we're exactly the same as you out there. You know, if
Exactly.
I wasn't up here, there'd be somebody else up here and I'd be down there with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I like to remind myself every
Yeah.
day. Like, you're a trainer. So what? As in, they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just want you to they just want to come in and get a workout and feel good about it, and that's it. Bye. Get on with their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the fact when you look out there, you're up on stage and you look out, you have no idea what's going through someone's mind. You have no idea why they're there. Yeah, they could be there 1 hour a day. That's only their time. Where the other 23 hours in the day or whatever it may be, that they're in a bad relationship, or they're single and they don't have a relationship, or work is 23 hours a day and it's 1 hour a day because they work at the stock exchange or whatever else it is. That's that 1 hour they've made a choice to come to your class as an instructor because they connect with you or they love how you do what you do and they want to be part of it.
Yeah, and sometimes we are so quick to judge.
Yep.
Oh my God, that person has bad technique or whatever. Oh my God, that person is not smiling at me, is not responding to my cues. But the thing is, like what you said, there's so many things going on we can't see, right?
Yep.
We can't tell, we don't even know unless they tell you.
Yeah.
But they made an effort to come to our classes.
Yep.
They just want to be there.
Yeah.
They probably want to escape whatever for the hour to be there with us.
This is the Group X podcast.
I love you mentioned it before and you said, you may turn up and there's only 3 people there. Now, I actually prefer smaller numbers to bigger numbers because you're able to connect with those people.
Yeah.
None of that. If even one person rocked up, I'd still do a class with them because they made the effort to rock up.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were that one person that rocked up and your instructor said, "Oh, no, I'm not doing it tonight. There's only one person here." How you would feel? Hang on a second. I've made an effort to come here to this gym and this is what I want to do.
Exactly.
And it's not my fault that there's nobody else here. That's the gym's problem to sort that out. But hang on a second. I've rocked up and Teoh, I'd really like to do a class. You know what? Yeah, it's going to be hard for you as an instructor, but it's rewarding for me as a participant because
Yes, you're right.
you gave me your time and I so appreciate that. And I'll guarantee you that I'll come to all of your classes because you went out of your way to teach me a class. You could have gone, "No, man, I'm actually, this is class 17 for the week and I've had a gutty, I'm going home."
Yeah.
But you've actually taught. And I think that's where, I'll probably get in trouble off people for saying this and people will get cranky at me, but I don't care. It's my podcast. If you don't like it, don't listen. The instructors these days feel they're entitled to, "Oh, no, well, if less than 5 people come, I don't teach." You are getting paid.
Yeah.
Teach.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. My classes are not huge. They are not.
Surely they are.
No. Some classes, like early mornings. I've got a lot of early morning classes, like 6:30 a.m. They are not big.
Yep.
They sometimes, for whatever reason, you rock up. You have 2 people or just 1 person, and members know because they I don't know. I think they feel bad for us,
Yep.
and they will say, "Hey, it's okay. I can just go on the treadmill. I can do something else." I never say yes to that. I just say it's okay.
Yep.
1-on-1 is good.
Yeah.
2-1 is good too. But of course, the more the merrier. But if we don't have that, that's okay too.
Yep.
Yeah, like you say, they've made an effort to come here. Imagine 5:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m. What time do they need to wake up? They need to wake up at 4 a.m.
Yep.
to get ready to go to the gym and be there.
Yeah. I remember back in the day in North Sydney, in probably 2005, 2006, the same thing happened. There was only one person rocked up, and they said, "Oh no, well, don't worry about it." And I said, "Well, no, I'm here. Let's go do a training session together. You know, whether it's in here, you know, in the room, or we can go out on the gym floor, whatever it is. You made an effort to come.
Yeah.
I've got to hang around. I'm not just going to go and sit there and have a coffee. Let's go do something." And that person was so appreciative as well of the fact that, as you said, they made an effort to get out of bed. So did I.
Yes.
Let's go do something. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the one-on-one environment. There's something that's a bit different. You know,
Yeah.
you're at a gym. There's thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of equipment. Let's use it. Yeah. Let's go.
Exactly. Especially in the winter.
Yes.
In winter, you know,
Yeah.
cold, bloody cold. Wake up.
Yeah.
Come to the gym. One person.
Yeah.
You can't say no to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, of course, they would understand, but yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, all we do is teach to people in front of us. It doesn't matter the numbers. I mean, of course, the more the merrier. Like I said, you feed off the energy.
Yeah.
But hey, if you have got one person, you teach to the one person, your energy doesn't have to be big.
Yeah.
It's just like one-on-one trainer.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay too.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, is there anything about the industry that you dislike?
Well, I think they're going to hate me. But it's your podcast. It's not
Hate me,
mine.
mate, not you.
I mean, it's not. I don't want to use the word dislike. I think it can be improved.
Yep.
Like to say, some instructors, I don't know, they probably be feeling like, you know, entitled, if that's a word to,
Yep.
you know, or they feel, I don't know. I mean, I've probably done that before 10, 20 years ago.
Yep.
People learn, right? As you grow, you learn, and then you change your mindset. So I guess be kind to each other. Sometimes people can be very cruel.
Yep.
The way they talk to each other, and the way they I don't know. It's just, I mean, they're very what was the word? They have
Opinionated?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's the word. I mean, you know, freedom of speech. Yes, fine, whatever. But I think
It doesn't need to be nasty.
we can be kind to
Yeah.
a lot kinder to each other. It's all about accepting each other, right? It's not we, you know, say, you know, if you have been teaching for 30 years, you always think about the first few months that you were an instructor. Your first class.
Yep.
Always go back to that. If your members had not accepted you, then
Yep. You wouldn't be where you are now.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That level of acceptance, I guess.
Yep.
I mean, we are, you know, this group exercise is a community.
Yeah.
We're not there to compete with each other.
Yeah.
Sure, you know, some people are better than each other. That's okay.
Yeah. You could imagine if we're all the same.
I know.
No one would be different. No one would be there. No one would be standing. No one would be achieving. We wouldn't be learning anything further.
Exactly.
We're all the same. Members that hate it. Members that absolutely hate it because, oh, well, what's the point of going? It's the same as that is. Same as that is.
Exactly.
I like what you're saying though. It's when if you're a brand new instructor, or if you've been around for a long period of time, and you see a brand new instructor, give them some advice. Give them some help. Don't poo-poo them. Don't talk down. Don't talk bad about them in any way. You as yourself, you started somewhere, and you weren't perfect when you first started. And I'm not talking you. I'm talking, you as the instructor that's listening.
Yeah.
We all started somewhere. Mate, my first class was a train wreck. My first couple of classes were probably the worst ever. But if I didn't have someone mentor me and didn't have someone, members in front of me go, Tone, you know what? That's all right. You're going to do better. I probably would have stopped back in 2002.
Yeah.
Gone, right. This ain't for me. I'll go back to the corporate world and just stop there. But having the people around you, having your peers around you, I don't think there's not. I don't think there is no reason today in today's age for any instructor to be bad mouthing any other instructor or putting another instructor down in any
Absolutely,
way.
absolutely. I mean, we all have our ups and downs.
Yep.
Sometimes I teach a shit class,
Yep.
but that's okay.
Yep.
I mean,
We have good days, we have bad days.
yeah, exactly. I
Yep.
mean, I guess we just have to learn to what was that? To be kinder to ourselves, to
Yep.
love each other, to love. I
One
mean,
thing that I'd like to say here to instructors that are, if you've been teaching for a while and you see a new instructor, reach out and offer some help. Yeah.
yeah.
You see
I mean,
someone really struggling, reach out, offer some help.
absolutely. The return is not. I'm not talking about monetary return. Okay.
Yep.
The return of helping and seeing somebody progress, that is great. That is rewarding.
Yep.
I
The entitlement is there for some instructors are like, no, well, I'm not mentoring anybody until I get paid for it by the club. Now, I think drop that attitude straight away. Go and teach somewhere else because you wouldn't be teaching in my class. And I think there's a lot of clubs, a lot of GFMs, and a lot of club owners that'd be saying the same. If you're not a team player, get off the bus at the next stop and go somewhere else. Yeah, go and do your own shit.
yeah, because you are. I mean,
We're a team. We're all a team. Whether I'm working for your gym, I'm working for the gym down the road. As
exactly.
instructors, we're a community that we should be looking after each other and working together. The days of the competition between instructors, I believe, left us well before you and I started in the industry. Back when it was freestyle and instructors would go and sneak around and, I'm gonna watch what's going on there and learn all their moves and go back to my club and teach it and I'm gonna be much, much better. And
Yeah.
that kind of crap is gone. We're teaching all the same programs. You can learn from each other so much these days and respect each other so much.
Yeah, and I have to say, like being a trainer, you train so many people. Sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the times, I get a lot of ideas from trainees
Yeah.
and instructors. I'm like, whoa, so and so should be where I am now.
Yep.
I mean, there is no, like you say, there's no hierarchy.
No.
When you start to think that you are, I don't know, I think you are behind if you start thinking that. You're not
100%,
moving
yeah.
forward. You're not
Yeah.
changing because,
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I was really, really lucky to have a bunch of mentors helping me back
Yep.
then. I was given my first iPod by my mentor.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, that was like the best day of my life. Like, oh my God, iPod.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, people looked after me, and I think what we can do, always go back to day 1, day 10,
Yep.
first year even.
Yeah.
Without people's help, will you be where you are today?
Yep.
And what are we going to do to give back?
Yeah.
Suppose
If we don't do it, the tomorrow instructor's not going to be a tomorrow instructor.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
next lot of instructors coming through aren't going to be the next lot of instructors coming through because if we've got attitude and think we're the best, I'm not going to pass anything on to you, industry's going to die. We're going to be out without classes because more and more clubs will turn around. We're struggling with it now. There's not enough instructors out there, so let's work together.
Exactly. We are a community. We are a family. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are. This is group fitness, group exercise.
Yeah.
It's one unit. We just need to look out for each other, look after each other. And also new instructors, if you're listening, do not be shy to ask for help or ask for anything at all.
So true. So true. Please don't be that instructor that sits back and doesn't do anything. Have a chat to your group fitness manager. Have a chat to the person that's teaching after you, before you, the day after you, whatever it may be. Just reach out to someone. If you're struggling with something, reach out and go, hey, can I just help?
Can you help?
Have you got some time for a chat? Whatever it may be. Go and buy them a coffee or something if you need to. It's not one of those self-absorbed people out there that are like, no, I'm so busy, I don't have time. Whatever. I think it's the way that you approach people, but I also think instructors that are out there that see someone struggling, offer them a hand.
Yeah, and also
Don't be afraid. They're not there to take your class; they're there to learn off you.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's okay to share. It's okay to participate in other people's classes. It doesn't matter what programs. Just go in there. I guarantee you will learn something new.
Yep.
I don't know. Whether or not you are a trainer or managers or whatever, just go and participate into someone else's classes.
Yeah.
New instructors, good.
Yep.
It's okay. Go to their classes. You will learn a lot of things.
So, what do you do as a full-time gig? What's your full-time job these days?
I'm a part-time GFM at one of the good lives on the Gold Coast.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It's because that's the whole reason I moved to Australia, is to have a different lifestyle.
Yep.
And
Shows a bloody good place to have a different lifestyle.
Absolutely. When I first moved there, I was in Melbourne, and then I moved up here. This is like paradise. So, and then so part-time GFM, and also contractor for lessons as well. Weekend doing workshop training.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with your GFM role, what would you say your biggest challenge is as a GFM? And not saying it, I'm not saying that this is a company specific, but more general role specific. What would you say is the biggest challenge you face as a Group X manager?
One of the challenges I said is attendance. Class attendance. Everything. Not everything. I mean, a lot have changed after COVID.
Yep.
Yeah, members found new hobby, new love, new passion, whatever. I think the attendance they are different.
Yep.
Compared to pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, yeah.
Yeah, and I just think it's good to look back, but also good to start having new set of data to look at as well.
Yep.
Understand what people really want.
Yep.
Do they really want to stay at home, or do they really want to do something outside, or and what can you do to bring them to group fitness, group exercise classes?
Yeah.
Do the classes.
So you think attendees want something different to what we're offering at the moment? Or they want it delivered in a different way?
I am still finding, I struggle to find that reasons, or what they really want. Because some classes that used to do really, really well before COVID, and now it's struggling. So, and you think, I mean, I've been in this role just about a year. So, yes, I mean, it's different, Asia and Australia, different culture, different,
I'll say what I think that is starting to happen recently is participants are wanting it delivered in a different way. Now, I don't mean they want it delivered via video. I mean, they want the instructor to actually engage in a different way than what that instructor has been before. So instructors that were teaching pre-COVID, teaching the way that they were back then, they now need to look to teach it in a different way in order to re-engage that member. That member had a year or 2 years or whatever it was, lockdown or the, depending on where you were in the country, opportunity to train in a different way. And so they almost retrain themselves to train differently to what they were before.
Yeah.
And I think instructors that are doing the same as what they were before, but expecting a different result, haven't switched it on yet to realize that, okay, hang on a second, who's in front of me? What does that person in front of me want? And okay, how can I teach to them? So we go back to the whole model of, teach to who's in front of you.
Yeah.
Really engage with who you've got there to, as we know, if that person's engaged, they're more likely to recommend one of their friends or someone else to come and train with them.
Yeah.
Compared to if someone's just there going, oh, well, yep, this is what I've got to do. I'm doing my motion and thanks very much. See you later. Bye-bye. That was me doing body attack. For those that are listening and not watching, you wouldn't have understood that, but Tone's in the max here doing arm movements. And
you just passed the audition.
It was too many years of watching Rach rehearse, mate.
She's one of the best.
She was one of the best, mate. That's true. I shouldn't say that. That's bad. Anyway, but no, I think back on track there for a second. I think instructors need to look at ways to actually engage who's in front of them differently. Whether it is that through social media as well. Instructors, get your own following through social media stuff. It doesn't cost much. It's almost part of. I think so many instructors these days are saying, "Oh, I need more money." We should be paid a hell of a lot more than what we're getting. It's always going to be an issue, but start doing something different to actually show where you're working. Hey, I'm doing this. The other instructors aren't. I've got my own following on social media now, and I've started to build this up. Therefore, look at my attendance. Let's have a look if it's starting to grow.
Yeah.
Different things like that, thinking outside the square, going to upskill yourself. Oh, you haven't upskilled. You haven't done an AIM or whatever the latest thing's called these days. Yeah. You haven't gone and upskilled yourself. Why not? Go and upskill yourself. If you have upskilled yourself, go and have a chat to some other trainers, other presenters, or trainers and presenters, and see how you can do something different as an instructor to try and help with attendance. I think attendance across the board, there seems to be a lot of chat and different. I suppose it's different pockets of areas of clubs that I'm chatting to have different style, different attendance.
Yeah, and also it depends on the club's demographic anyway. Yeah, I guess that really good ideas out there that they just mentioned. I guess being an instructor, we need to be able to adapt and evolve.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, everything was perfect, as in you get on the stage, hit the music, microphone, and people go crazy.
Yep.
The level of engagement has become more challenging these days. People that really come to your classes, people that come to classes, I really appreciate the effort. They could have stayed home, follow a video on YouTube, or sign up with some online platform to do something.
Yep.
But they kept their membership.
Yep.
They come in, they do a class. They obviously wanted something live, but I guess we just need to be able to adapt and change. Like you say, teach the people in front of you. If you are teaching bunch of, what do they call it, Gen Z?
Yeah,
Gen
new ones. Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea at all. If they are big on social media, do something that can penetrate that side of that can attract them.
I think it's a new. The Gen Zs are a new breed. There's so many different ways to engage them, and I don't think there's one right or wrong way right now. I don't think the fitness industry really understands how to engage Gen Z properly. Les Mills have brought out a study, and I'm still reading through that and getting an understanding of what that is at the moment. And there's some stuff in that which, to me, is a bit contradictory, but at the same time, I'm not teaching at the moment, so I'm not out there. The gyms that I'm going to at the moment, there's still a bunch of 35 plus heading in there. And they haven't captured the younger demographic. But I think with social media stuff, with TikTok, with Instagram, all that kind of stuff, that's where they're engaged. And if they're following a brand or they're following something in those platforms, if we can tap into that in some way and get them to follow what we're doing as instructors, man, that's a move in the right direction. I'm not saying it's the old answer, but it's a move in the right direction for the change that needs to happen for us to engage there.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm learning to I am bad at social media, and but I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Look, I'll be honest and say with social media, what I found as well, there's no right or wrong.
Whatever works for you, I guess,
It's the hardest thing is to try and get followers, to try and get people engaged in what you're doing.
Just spend money.
There is that. Are they real followers or are they fake pretendies? But no, you have your core followers, and the what we put out on social media, we're sometimes looking to try and attract new followers, but you're trying to sell it till they're converted already. They're already following you. They just, they want to engage in something. They want something that's quality. They don't want the same, he's trying to push something. He's trying to, they want something that's worth engaging. But at the same time, how do you get that new follower? How do you engage that new person through to your social media stuff, with hashtags or whatever it may be? But we've got to look at doing things differently. And it's the same as for classes. How do we get those new members coming in? Yeah, we can't give away the free passes anymore because that stuff was done pre-COVID and it didn't work well then. It's not going to work well now.
We give free passes, and like, I mean, of course, we want it with the intention of just getting people through the door
Yep.
and do something,
Yeah.
something that doesn't, whatever they want to do, at least they come through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, we have to do something different,
Yep.
and also things that we can't control. Just just do the things that we can control, I suppose.
Control the controllables.
Yeah, because sometimes we get stuck on, oh, this we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that, and then turns into a whole negative energy ball, and then you started going out with negative. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Teoh, I'm going to say thank you so much for coming on and having a chat with me.
No,
I know you're nervous leading into this, but mate, that hasn't come across at all. So seriously, mate, thank you so much for sharing your time with me and your experiences within the industry as well.
Thank you for having me, and I hope I did share a little bit, or I did contribute some sort of information.
Oh, you did. Trust me, you did. I know that people are going to be engaged with this and want to watch and listen. So, mate, from me to you, thank you so much for what you do for our industry and coming on here and having a chat, mate. It's great.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.